When your children don't respect you, it hurts like nothing else. You sacrifice, you love, you give them your everything. But one day, you realize they talk back. They roll their eyes. They ignore your words like they mean nothing. It stings deep because you remember when they used to look at you with admiration, when they clung to your hand and wanted nothing more than your approval. Now, they act like you were just another voice in the background. It is frustrating. It is painful. It makes you want to yell. But anger will not fix it. If you explode, they will only push further away. If you scold them, they will tune you out. Respect is not demanded. It is earned. And if you have lost it, you must get it back the right way. First, stop expecting respect just because you're their parent. That is the mistake many make. Respect is not a birthright. It is built through actions. Think back to your own childhood. Did you respect the adults who shouted and punished? Or did you respect the ones who listened and understood? Children are not robots programmed to obey. They are people. They watch. They judge. They test. If they see you as weak, dishonest, or unfair, they will not respect you. But if they see you as strong in character, consistent, and kind, they will. So, instead of demanding respect, show them why you deserve it. Second, fix your own behavior before you try to fix theirs. Children mirror what they see. If they yell, ask yourself, do you yell? If they lie, ask yourself, have they seen you lie? If they ignore you, ask yourself, have you ignored them? Before blaming them, take a long, hard look in the mirror. If you are inconsistent, they will not trust you. If you are impatient, they will not open up to you. If you're always too busy, they will stop looking for your attention. So, change yourself first. Speak how you want them to speak. Treat them how you want to be treated. Show them what respect looks like, because if they see it in you, they will learn it for themselves. Third, set clear and fair boundaries. Without rules, there is chaos. But here is the key. Rules must be firm but reasonable. Many parents either let their children do whatever they want or control them like prisoners. Both are wrong. Children need structure, but they also need freedom to learn. When you set a rule, explain why. Instead of "because I said so," say, "I do not want you to stay out late because I care about your safety." Instead of "stop playing video games," say, "You need to rest so you can do well in school tomorrow." They may not always agree, but when they understand, they are more likely to listen. And the most important part, follow through. If you say no phone after dinner, do not give in when they beg. If you say chores must be done before going out, do not let them slide. If you do not stick to your own rules, they will see your words as empty. And empty words do not earn respect. Fourth, talk less and listen more. Many parents talk at their children, but never listen to them. They lecture, they nag, they interrupt. But children, like all people, want to be heard. If they feel like you never listen, they will stop talking. If they stop talking, you lose them. So, next time they are upset, do not jump in with advice. Just listen. When they complain about school, do not say, "It is not that bad." Say, "That sounds tough. Tell me more." When they argue about a rule, do not shut them down. Ask them why they feel that way. Sometimes, just feeling heard is enough to soften their attitude. Respect is a two-way street. If you want them to respect you, show them that you respect them too. Fifth, control your emotions. Nothing makes children lose respect faster than a parent who cannot control themselves. If you yell, cry, or react out of anger, they will see weakness. They will push your buttons because they know they can. But if you stay calm, no matter how hard they test you, they will see strength. Imagine your child screams at you. Instead of screaming back, you say in a steady voice, "I will not talk to you when you are speaking like this. Let's try again when you are ready." That response alone changes everything. They expect anger. Instead, they get control. That is power. That is leadership. And leadership earns respect. Sixth, always do what you say you will do. This is the golden rule. If you promise to show up to their game, show up. If you promise a consequence, follow through. If you promise a reward, deliver it. Do not make empty threats. Do not break your word. The moment they realize your words mean nothing, they will stop listening. Trust and respect go hand in hand. If they cannot trust you, they will not respect you. Regaining your child's respect does not happen overnight. It takes time. It takes patience. But the results are worth it. The day will come when they look at you not with defiance, but with admiration. Not with rebellion, but with trust. And in that moment, you will realize that respect is not something you get by force. It is something you earn through love, strength, and consistency. And once you earn it, you never have to fight for it again. Now, let's clear some common questions. How can parents stay emotionally strong and not take their child's disrespect personally? The first thing you must understand is that children, no matter how old, are learning how to navigate life. They are testing boundaries, figuring out emotions, and pushing limits not because they hate you, but because they are trying to understand themselves. Think back to when you were young. Did you ever snap at your parents? Did you ever roll your eyes, walk away, or say something you regretted later? Most of us did, but we did not do it because we wanted to hurt them. We did it because we were overwhelmed, frustrated, or simply did not know how to express ourselves in a better way. Now, as a parent, you are on the receiving end of those same struggles. Your child's disrespect is not a measure of your worth. It is a reflection of their inner battles. If you let every rude comment or dismissive attitude chip away at you, you will lose your patience, your peace, and eventually, your connection with your child. Emotional strength comes from realizing that their words are not personal attacks, but cries for something deeper. Maybe they feel unheard. Maybe they feel powerless. Maybe they are simply having a bad day and do not know how to handle their emotions. Instead of reacting with anger, take a step back. Breathe. Let the moment pass without letting it consume you. When you detach yourself from their outburst, you stay in control. And when you stay in control, you set the example they need to see. Another truth you must accept is that respect is not forced. It is earned. Yelling, punishing, or demanding obedience might make them comply in the moment, but it will not build true respect. What builds respect is consistency, strength, fairness. If you want them to treat you with dignity, then you must show them what dignity looks like even when they are at their worst. Imagine your child rolls their eyes and says, "You are so annoying." You have two choices. You can explode, yell, and say, "How dare you talk to me like that?" Or you can stay calm, look them in the eye, and say, "I will not talk to you when you are speaking to me that way. When you are ready to speak with respect, I am here to listen." The second response is powerful because it shows control. It shows strength. And most importantly, it teaches them how respect should look and feel. Staying emotionally strong also means taking care of yourself. A tired, stressed, overworked parent will always take things personally because they have no energy left to handle challenges with patience. If you are running on empty, everything will feel like an attack. But when you take time to recharge, when you allow yourself moments of peace, you become less reactive. You find it easier to separate your emotions from their behavior. That means setting boundaries not just for them, but for yourself. It is okay to step away when emotions are high. It is okay to say, "I need a moment to cool down before we continue this conversation." It is okay to remind yourself that their words do not define you. What defines you is how you choose to respond. One of the greatest lessons I have learned is that children will not always say what they mean, and they will not always mean what they say. A child who shouts, "I hate you," is often a child who is hurting, frustrated, or desperate for control. It is easy to take those words to heart, to let them echo in your mind and break your spirit. But if you step back and see beyond the words, you will recognize the real message. Maybe they are feeling rejected. Maybe they are overwhelmed. Maybe they just do not have the emotional skills yet to express themselves differently. Instead of reacting, stay steady. Let the storm pass. When they calm down, when they realize their mistake, when they see that you did not break, they will respect you more for it. The truth is, parenting is not about winning arguments or proving authority. It is about being the steady hand in the storm, the lighthouse in their chaos, the anchor when they feel lost. If you crumble every time they push back, they will not see you as strong. But if you remain firm, loving, and unshaken, they will learn that respect is not about fear. It is about trust. What are some long-term habits parents can develop to ensure they never lose their child's respect again? The first habit is consistency. A child needs to know that your words and actions align. If you say you will do something, do it. If you set a rule, enforce it fairly. If you promise to be there, be there. Many parents lose their child's respect because they say one thing and do another. They discipline with anger one day and ignore the same behavior the next. They make big promises and fail to follow through. A child watches everything. They remember. They learn whether their parent is someone they can count on or someone whose words mean nothing. If you want lifelong respect, be a person of your word. The second habit is listening. Real listening. Not just hearing their words while thinking of how to respond, but truly understanding what they're trying to say. When a child feels heard, they feel valued. And when they feel valued, they respect the person who gives them that feeling. Many parents shut down their children's voices without realizing it. They interrupt. They dismiss feelings. They assume they already know what is best without asking questions. Over time, this creates distance. The child stops talking, stops sharing, stops trusting that their parent understands them. If you want to hold on to their respect, make it a habit to listen. Look them in the eye when they speak. Ask questions instead of making assumptions. Show them that their voice matters. Another habit that builds lasting respect is leading by example. A child learns respect by watching how you treat others. If they see you speak kindly to a stranger but harshly to your spouse, they notice. If they hear you tell them to be honest, but catch you lying to someone on the phone, they remember. If they watch you lose control when angry, but expect them to stay calm, they will not take your lessons seriously. Children do not learn from words alone. They learn from what they see every single day. If you want them to respect you, you must be someone worthy of respect in everything you do. Patience is another habit that protects a parent-child relationship. There will be moments when your child tests you, when they are rude, when they push limits, when they say things that hurt. It is in these moments that many parents lose their child's respect. They react instead of responding. They explode instead of staying steady. They let frustration control them. But a child does not respect a parent who cannot control their own emotions. They may fear them. They may obey out of obligation. But real respect is built when a child sees their parent handle difficult moments with patience and wisdom. If you want to keep your child's respect, learn to pause before reacting. Speak calmly even when angry. Show them that maturity means staying in control even when emotions are high. One of the most powerful habits a parent can develop is admitting mistakes. Many parents believe that showing weakness will make their child lose respect for them. But the opposite is true. A parent who never admits when they are wrong teaches a child to do the same. A parent who refuses to apologize creates resentment. A child respects a parent who is honest enough to say, "I was wrong. I should have handled that better." This does not make you weak. It makes you human, and it teaches them to be accountable for their own actions as well. Respect is also protected by quality time. Many parents lose their child's respect because they become strangers in their own home. They're always too busy, always distracted, always focused on everything except their child. Over time, the child stops seeing them as someone who cares, stops viewing them as a person who understands their world. If you want your child's respect, spend time with them. Real time, not just being in the same room, but engaging, talking, laughing, learning about their interests. When a child feels close to their parent, they're more likely to respect them because respect is built on connection. Another important habit is fairness. A child loses respect for a parent who plays favorites, who disciplines unfairly, who reacts based on mood rather than principle. A parent who is strict one day and lenient the next confuses a child. A parent who punishes harshly but does not acknowledge good behavior creates resentment. If you want lifelong respect, be fair. Treat each child as an individual. Do not compare. Do not let anger decide consequences. Show them that your guidance is based on love and wisdom, not emotions and control. Perhaps one of the most overlooked habits is showing appreciation. A child who only hears criticism but never praise will start to resent their parent. Many parents only speak when correcting a mistake. They do not take the time to acknowledge when their child does something good. Over time, the child stops caring about earning approval. They stop trying to impress. They stop respecting an authority that only finds fault. If you want lasting respect, make it a habit to notice the good, to say, "I am proud of you," to acknowledge their efforts. A child who feels appreciated is more likely to listen, to respect, and to value their parents' guidance. Finally, the most powerful way to ensure you never lose your child's respect is to love them unconditionally. Not just when they behave well, not just when they make you proud, but always. A child who knows they are loved, no matter what, will always respect the parent who gives them that security. Many parents make the mistake of making love feel conditional. Their child only hears approval when they succeed, only feels warmth when they obey. But true respect is built when a child knows that even when they fail, even when they make mistakes, even when they struggle, their parents' love does not change. How can a parent tell if their efforts to regain respect are truly working? And what should they do if progress is slow? The first sign that your efforts are working is that your child begins to listen to you again. It may not be obvious at first. They may not agree with everything you say, but they stop dismissing your words immediately. They start considering your advice instead of rejecting it out of habit. If you see them pausing to think before responding, if you notice them hesitating before arguing, if they stop rolling their eyes as often and begin to actually hear you out, this is a sign that respect is slowly being rebuilt. A child who does not respect a parent will shut them out completely. They will ignore, dismiss, or even mock what is said. But when respect begins to return, there is an opening, a space where your words matter again. Another way to tell if your efforts are making a difference is in the way your child treats you in small, everyday interactions. Do they respond with less irritation? Do they say, "Thank you," or acknowledge your presence with a simple greeting? Respect does not always come in dramatic apologies or big gestures. It shows itself in little things. The way they answer when you call their name, the way they ask for something rather than demand it, the way their tone softens when speaking to you. It may not be perfect, and there may still be moments of frustration. But if you start to notice even the slightest shift in their attitude, know that progress is being made. One of the strongest indicators of progress is trust. A child who respects you will slowly begin to trust you again. They will start to share small details about their day. They will ask for your opinion on something minor. They will let their guard down in moments when they do not even realize they're doing it. A child who has lost respect for a parent builds walls. They do not open up. They do not share their thoughts or feelings. They keep things to themselves because they do not see the parent as someone who understands them. But as respect grows, those walls begin to lower. It may start with something small, a casual comment about their school, a random question about your opinion, a moment of laughter they did not expect. If you see glimpses of these, you're on the right path. However, there will be times when progress feels painfully slow, when you put in effort day after day and still feel like nothing is changing, when your patience is tested beyond what you thought possible. This is when many parents give up. They assume it is hopeless, that their child will never respect them again, that all their kindness and consistency are wasted. But the truth is, respect does not follow a straight path. There will be days when it feels like everything is improving and then suddenly a setback, a moment of defiance, a harsh word, a door slammed in frustration. This does not mean you are failing. It means the process is real. When progress feels slow, the most important thing to do is stay consistent. Children test limits, especially when they are unsure if the change is permanent. They may wonder if your patience is real or if you will eventually snap back into old patterns. They may push harder to see if you truly mean what you say. This is the moment when your response matters the most. Do not let frustration undo the work you have done. Keep your tone steady. Keep your actions kind. Keep proving through your behavior that you are someone worth respecting. Over time, they will begin to trust that the change is real. Another thing to remember when progress feels slow is to focus on what you can control. You cannot force your child to respect you instantly. You cannot demand trust, but you can control your own actions, your own responses, your own consistency. You can continue to show up, to listen, to be present, to set fair boundaries and enforce them calmly, to treat them with the same respect you hope to receive. Even if it takes months or years, every moment of patience, and kindness plants a seed, and those seeds will grow. It is also important to recognize that some wounds take longer to heal than others. If the loss of respect was caused by years of harsh discipline, broken promises, or emotional distance, it will take longer to repair. If your child has felt unheard or unseen for a long time, they will not immediately trust that things are different now. They need time to believe in the change. Time to test if this new version of you is permanent. This is why patience is not just helpful, it is necessary. During this process, do not overlook the importance of forgiveness, both theirs and yours. A child may hold on to resentment longer than expected. They may struggle to forgive past mistakes. They may resist showing you the respect you are working so hard to regain. But you must also learn to forgive yourself. If you spend every moment drowning in guilt, questioning every mistake, and wondering if you have ruined everything, you will exhaust yourself emotionally. You cannot change the past, but you can control the present. You can show up differently today, and tomorrow, and every day after that. If progress is slow, remind yourself that respect is not built in a single conversation or a single action. It is built in the quiet moments, in the way you react when they are upset, in the way you listen when they speak, in the way you treat them even when they are difficult. And one day, without realizing it, you will notice something has shifted. They will look at you with softer eyes. They will ask for your opinion on something important. They will say thank you without being reminded. They will laugh at a joke instead of rolling their eyes. And in that moment, you will know that all the patience, all the effort, all the quiet, steady work was worth it. Because respect, when earned the right way, is not just given. It is something that lasts.